The biggest driving force is the fact that you need female attention in your life by any means necessary. That is why he has that drive to make that money now. All his life growing up, he wanted to be big, he wanted to make cash, he wanted to do stuff. Yes, every young boy has that dream, but it was never that pressing. If you're a young man in this country that is doing a bit well for yourself, let's say you have a good car or you're staying in a relatively upscale environment or you have a very good house, you would most likely have heard these questions multiple times from teenagers or other people that are younger than you. And the question is, Oga show me way, or Oga give me update, bros give me updates. If you're Nigerian and you already understand what that question entails, the concept comes from the idea is things are so bad in this country and it's so hard to move forward in this country that most average young people just assume that if you're a fellow young person and things are going well for you, you have a business, you have some cash, you're making money, you're living well, it's immediately assumed that you have some sort of illicit source of funds. Most likely you're either into Yahoo, which is internet dating scams, or you have some connections in politically that is making you earn money easily, or you're doing something else that is somewhat illicit. So this preconceived notion is already there, and that is why they ask you for an update or way, which is basically saying, give me a way to start earning money today. Things are hard for me, I need to start earning cash ASAP, so I need you to just point me in the direction of where I can go and start fetching money. My purpose behind this video is to create an all-inclusive video that you can immediately use as an answer, or even direct young people like this that ask these questions to, direct them to this video so they get a comprehensive understanding of why their mindset is the number one problem behind why you cannot show them way or give them updates or whatever. Because chances are that if you made your money like most people who make money do, through the slow grind and making money, building your skills and making money over the years, you're unable to fulfill this request. Most times it's even hard for you to comprehend how to begin to answer this question, because what does it mean by showing him way? Does it mean I should transfer the skills I've learned over the past 5 years that's making me money? Or how does he expect me to give him a way to start making money when he has nothing to bring to the table? The first, and that problem immediately points to the first thing you should relate to someone who asks you a question like that. Because the question is, number one, what are you bringing to the table? Chances are they will have no answer to that question, and then you can begin to educate them. First off, the reason why I can't show you a way or give you a channel or give you a way that just earn money is because the only way to earn money reliably in this life is through a long-term mindset. There is a short-term mindset that is what you have now, which is you're trying to make money today, you want the cash to come in next month. And there is the long-term mindset where you start laying the foundation, start laying the steps for you to start making money in the next 1 year, 2 years, and for you to start making serious money in about 5 to 10 years. And that is the only way to get to where I am today. That is how you explain these things out to them, for them to understand. Somebody asked me this question about 2 or 3 days ago, and I answered them by posing a question to them. I said, if I give you 5 million naira today, or let's say I'm giving you nothing for the next 6 months. In 6 months time, I start giving you 100,000 naira a month for 6 months. After that 6 months, I double it up to 200,000 naira per month for another 6 months, and it continues to double this way. 6 months after that, you earn 400,000 naira per month. 6 months after that, you start earning 800,000 per month, and 6 months after that, you start earning 1.6 million naira a month. If I offer you that, and I offer you 5 million naira today, which of them would you pick? Instantly, he told me he would pick 5 million naira today. Then I told him, this is why, even if I give you a way, let's assume I have a way for you to make quick cash today, or I even give you the cash today. that gives you way to get that cash you're looking for, that quick rapid cash you're looking for, the chances are that you will end up in a worse situation after a few years than you were today. The only person that I will give 5 million naira to today, or I will give a way to earn money, legal or illegally, that will give him cash, a big amount of cash today. The only person that would receive that and end up successfully, let's say in 5 years or more, is the person who would pick the second option, who would rather go for collecting 0 naira today, 100,000 naira per month in 6 months time, and so on. That is the only person that will succeed, and I proceeded to break down to him why that was the case. If you have this short-term mindset, where you need the cash today, the chances are that you already have this instant gratification mindset where as soon as I give you the cash, you're probably going out to buy a car that's worth 3 million naira. You're probably beginning to start eating at restaurants where you pay 5,000 naira to 10,000 naira per meal. You're probably going to get a girlfriend or two, and you're going to seriously upgrade your lifestyle to the point where you need about 200,000 300,000 naira per month to sustain your lifestyle. Now, let's say at initial blow, within the first few weeks, you spend 3 million out of that just to upgrade yourself, and now you need around 250k per month to sustain yourself. That follows and computes that the rest of the money, which is about 2 million, will now only last you for about 8 months, assuming you make no other income. And the truth is, when you make money that way, that you're looking for a way that shows you cash, chances are that as soon as you make that money, you will be so busy upgrading your lifestyle and enjoying yourself that you would not put as much effort as you need to probably get another way that will bring another big amount of cash anytime soon. Also, your way to get cash is not a reliable stream. It's not something like a skill where you learn and cash just keeps coming in. It is something where you need a system, you need somebody to give you a tip. Like, oh, this thing they work now, go try this format and try to make money this way. Let's assume I give you that format, and in 3 months time that format does not work again, or whatever, or that whole system has gone. Now you have no way to keep that lifestyle going, and you've already upgraded your lifestyle to the point where you need a certain amount of cash, in this example 250k, to keep sustaining yourself monthly. This puts you in a problem where 8 months from now you end up broke, and over time you're forced to sell the car you bought, you're forced to sell most of the things you bought just to keep funding that lifestyle which you've now become accustomed to. Over time, you're going to end up with nothing, and the problem is you will end up worse than nothing, because you have nothing but you have a lifestyle that needs 250k per month. Now, going to do a job where they pay you 50k a month, or trying to go and learn a skill where over time you won't even earn money for maybe the first 6 months to 1 year, makes no sense to you, because you need cash now to keep funding that lifestyle, and that pushes you more towards the edge. You start looking for rapid ways to make cash, which pushes you towards things like gambling, pushes you towards things like trying to look for more illegal ways or even more risky ways to try to make cash to keep up with that lifestyle. So you see how 5 million naira giving you today, or giving you a way, a format, or whatever that gives you 5 million naira today, ends up making your life worse in the next 5 years. Despite explaining this thing to him, it was very hard for him to wrap his head around, because he was kept saying, I need the cash now. And I told him, I know where that your problem is coming from, why you have that short-term mindset. Because me, I was a young man, I was 18 years old like you are now, at a certain time ago. So I know how it feels to be 18 and having that much testosterone running through your system, wanting to get all the girls now, wanting to get the biggest driving force is the fact that you need female attention in your life by any means necessary. That is why he has that drive to make that money now. All his life growing up, he wanted to be big, he wanted to make cash, he wanted to do stuff. Yes, every young boy has that dream, but it was never that pressing until when he got to like 16, 17, 18, which is around the age where you start having this extreme sexual urge and extreme need for women. And I told him, I totally understand. That is why you need the cash now. Whether you admit it or not, that's why you need the cash now. But the problem is, that is why you would not be successful if you get any sort of cash like that now. Because when you do, you would want to upgrade your lifestyle. Why? Because you want the women, and women want a nicer lifestyle. Women like the cars, they like the flashy life, they like the going out to restaurants to eat, they like that fun. And fun costs money. So most likely you're going to end up overextending yourself and ending up wrecking yourself in the long term, both mentally and financially. So I said the number one thing you need to counter is the ability to restrain that urge of wanting women by any means necessary. I'm not saying you should become a monk and not follow women and not get women whatsoever, but trying to limit that ability to limit that urge to want women in a way by transferring that urge somewhere else, using that energy to exercise, using that energy to try to build income. Because the truth of the matter is, you are hopeless at that age, even with women. Even with that cash, the kind of women you get wouldn't really increase dramatically. Yes, you get a few girls because you have cash to take them to restaurants and stuff. But these girls still even see you as a young man who's not that wise, who does not have that much experience. So they're still not going to take you as seriously. Rather, you should be focused on that long-term thing. Like, how do I get the serious money 5 years from now? 5 years from 18, you'll be only 23. Your lives have not even started. So you should be working on something that 5 years from now will give you serious money consistently. And how do you go about that? You zero in. Now, how do I learn a skill that will start making me income and that I can keep improving on, that will keep earning me income? And once you switch your mindset to this way, it becomes very easy to know what to do, because there are so many skills that can get you this cash, both physically and on the internet, and especially on the internet, because it's easy today to learn skills online, like video editing, like graphic design, like YouTubing, like how to cinematography, like copywriting, digital marketing. There's an abundance of skills that you can learn that will start earning you figures, and in foreign exchange within 6 months, and in a year you can double it, and you can keep growing from there. There are so many skills. The question is just picking a skill that you're naturally drawn to or something you like to start learning. Once you can switch your mindset to that 5-year time span, it becomes very, very easy to find something to do. The only reason why you can't find something to do and you're looking for updates is because you want cash today. And wanting cash today is not practical. So what is the way? The best update you can get at this age is this: slow down your urge for wanting women, slow down your need, your instant need for women today. You're going to get a lot of years in your life to be able to follow women. Slow down your need for wanting cash today. You're going to get years in your life when you can make cash. The good thing you have now is you have an abundance of time. You don't have that much pressure on you. Nobody's calling you from your family house that, hey, we need 20,000 for fooding, we need 20,000 for school fees, we need 20. Oh, well, I hope nobody is, because you might be, but the chances are most 18-year-olds, nobody's asking you for that shit. So now you have an abundance of time, you don't have that much pressure. So you can zero your mind and say, oh, for the next 5 years, while everybody's trying to do this and that, and trying to keep up with a certain lifestyle, I'm going to zero in for the next 5 years to develop skills that will start earning me cash. And I start stacking up this card gradually. And while I'm doing this, I'm not going to upgrade my lifestyle, or I'm only going to upgrade it minimally. 5 years from now, yes, I can start upgrading things gradually. But for the next 5 years, I'm zeroing in to make myself a money-making machine. And the only way to do that is to grab actual skills that are in demand, that people want, that can keep earning you money for the rest of your life. So you just have to do that. once you figure out what you want to learn, and the truth of the matter is, over time this will change. You'd have to learn different skills, you'd have to add more skills to the table, you'd have to remove some, you'd have to change the direction. A lot of pivoting will go on. But the truth of the matter is, once you're this zeroed in and trying to learn, and you have the long-term mindset that you're not in a rush, you have 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years to figure this out, you get this ability to maneuver where eventually you must end up making cash. There's no way around it. You must end up getting a reliable source of income. Now what do you do next? Since you started this way, in a way where you live this life where you're not putting pressures on yourself to try to live up to a certain standard, you're only gradually improving yourself, you can keep saving your money. Because the good thing is, you're already known as the guy who can survive on close to nothing. You don't need that much cash to do things. So you can keep stacking your money and saving it up, no matter how small. Even if it's 20,000 a month, you save 30,000 a month, you can keep just saving this money and stacking it up while continuing to learn and improve your skills. What does this money that you keep stacking up do for you? This money becomes your runway. If you remember in games like Mario Kart, where there's always this padding on the ground where if you step on, it's like nitrous, it pushes you from forward. That is what that money you're stacking up now does for you over time as you continue to stack up, and its ability to push you forward continues to grow as the money compounds. Because what happens is, with the cash you now have the money to buy things that can further increase your ability to make money. Buying a camera, buying a better laptop, a more powerful laptop, buying courses that can improve your skills. You now have the ability to pay for stuff that can further catapult you to make even more money, to double, triple, quadruple your income faster. Also, that money you're stacking up becomes your opportunity fund. Over the course of our life, there's always these random opportunities, life-changing opportunities that pop up. Although you have to be very worried because most of these opportunities are obviously fraudulent or scams or things that will end up with you losing cash, which is what investments are in general. But the thing is, every once in a while there pops up something that has the ability to seriously jump you on your journey forward. For example, let's say you've been stacking these funds, you've been learning video editing, and now you've been earning a bit of income. You'll be able to stack up 20,000 per month, 30, 50,000 per month, and you now have a storage of like 500k, or let's say 700k in your savings bank account, and you're busy trying to further improve your income. You hear about something revolutionary like Bitcoin. Let's say it's 2015, and you hear about something like Bitcoin. Now you have your time, because you're not trying to live a lifestyle, you're not trying to upgrade your lifestyle to the point where it sucks your entire life. You're not trying to go to restaurants every day or go clubbing or go chilling excessively, because you're managing your life gradually. So you have time. You cannot spend 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day just researching what is this Bitcoin thing that my friend told me about, going in deep, studying and studying. Let's say you studied for 6 months, and then you're finally convinced that, oh, this is a good enough opportunity. Out of your 750k in the bank, you're willing to risk 200k, you're willing to lose it, you put 200k in Bitcoin, and you continue your hustle and level up. 5 years later, your Bitcoin that you put 200k in is now worth around 10 million naira. Now that gives you another speed lane, shift you to the speed lane where you can further compound, further increase your skills, further improve your lives, your ability to earn more cash, and catapult yourself to where you really want to be, which is not just the guy with the 2.5 million naira car who is the hottest boy in his age group, but rather now a man who is earning man money, who has the ability to be unshakable. That is where you want to be, and that's where you should be targeting, not trying to get with the girls that 18-year-old girls that will cheat today. And that is the only way. Yes, there will always be the one person who went through like the way or whatever, the rapid way, the fast lane, the way to get money sharp, and he got a big amount of money and he managed to succeed using that. But that's going to be like 1 in 1 million. That is not something you can bank on. And it is something that even if you get that cash, you cannot bank on you having the mindset to use it that way, because you've not had anything that gave you any challenges that made you develop that mindset. If you, on the other hand, you went for 6 months without making any cash and you started stacking gradually, over time you build that long-term mindset that allows you earn cash that way. So even when you eventually get big funds in the future, it becomes easier for you to maintain that long-term mindset and continue to build. So this is the only way that you can bank on if you want to succeed long term, is you have to sacrifice 5 to 7 years of your lives. And that is like a blink. I know you're 18 years old now and 5 to 7 years is looking like infinity. But the truth of the matter is to go by this fast, and it will be as if you've not even done any. You will feel extremely young. At 27, you still feel young. At 30, you will even still feel young. I'm 27 years old and I still feel, in fact, I feel better than I did when I was at 20. As long as you take care of yourself and do well enough, there is no rush. You should be able, at 18, you should be able to sacrifice 5 to 7 years of your life without thinking about it, if you know you're going to be at that better state by that time. So that is just the way. The way is to slow down, plan, and move forward.